Okay, so this doesn't really count as an actual clip or anything like that because it's got nothing to do with new rock, but it nevertheless still makes for a pretty funny story. And the end of school coming up and all that, I thought y'all might get a big kick out of this, so I'm putting it out there and sending it your way. I've gotten some comments and even some letters from some of you that think I might be a teacher or a school principal or something like that. And the fact of the matter is that I'm not, although I did, for a while, substitute teach school a couple of years back. And there was this one day that I was substitute teaching junior year of high school math class. Now I should probably stop here and tell you that I've always been really good at math. And I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to make it seem like I think I'm smarter than anybody else out there. I'm not. In fact, that's kind of the whole point. I really did struggle with a lot of other subjects in school, so for math to come to me as easily as it did, I always really appreciated that. So I figured why not put that to some good use. And there was this one day, on this particular day, the only thing that was scheduled was for the kids to take a quiz, and all I had to do was pass it out and then supervise them while they took this quiz and then collect their papers from them as they handed them back in. But since I did innately know what all the answers were and how they were supposed to be worked out, as each student would hand their paper to me, I kind of gave it a once-over just to make sure that it looked good. And while I would never have given the answer to a student, what I did do on some of them is as I was looking down, I would stop and point to a particular problem and then look at the student, and I'd say, hey, you know, before you hand this in to me, are you really sure that you want to stand by this answer, or do you think maybe you might like to take it back to your desk and, you know, think it over for a few more minutes? And they always did. But towards the end of the class, this one young lady brought her paper up to me and turned it in, and I gave it a once-over, looked all the way up and down the page, and everything looked perfect. She had all the answers right. Not only that, but her handwriting was perfect too. This whole paper from her was absolutely annoyingly perfect, if you know what I mean. So I looked over the front, so top to bottom on the front. I said, well, your paper looks good. You know, I always like to do this with all the students just to make sure. And I turned it over, looked at the other side, and I said, okay. And your back side here, I have to say, looks really, really good too. Without even as much as skipping a beat, she turned around to me and smiled and said, yeah, I know, I get that a lot. I was so embarrassed. I about fell over laughing, and so did all the other kids that day. And well, that's pretty much about the reason why I don't teach school today. So there it is. I would be remiss if I just let this go without at least a really big, very respectful tip of the hat to one of the greatest artists of all time ever, Floyd, on this amazing and incredible song. It has stood the test of time, and its legacy does and will stand for all of eternity. So with all of that, I want to thank all of you for watching, and I know this was a little bit different, but I promise I'll be back soon with more great takes and more great rock and roll. Till then, happy summer, shut up and just be the person you already are. Steve